And now we've got our buttons disabled, and as we tab off to accept the record ID of number 1, it doesn't enable. So let's just close out of here and go and see what we're doing wrong, and maybe the problem is that the lost focus event is not firing. So we'll just shift and double click to go into the program that we were working on, and we'll put a debug in here because we've not used a debugger before, I think, in this tutorial series. So yes, and we will then just test run the form, and this time when we tab off, we actually drop out to the debugger so we can see exactly what's going on. So we can see here that we have hit the debugger, we've declared our subroutine get set property, and what we're trying to do at the moment is set the property at window the button save enabled. So you know, this is a very simple way of using the debugger. Normally you'd be able to see your local variables, global variables, etc. We're not interested in any of that. We are hitting the debugger, which means that we are actually firing off that event. So let's just close out of there, and this time what we'll do is go back into the code and we'll have a look at the code. Get rid of the debug, we don't need that, and I can see immediately the problem here is I haven't got a period for the button, so the dot notation's gone wrong. We actually had at window, so the window name, and then button save all as one without the period in between. So I think that if we were to change that, and this time if we were to actually run the form and we tab over, now we actually get that button being enabled, and then we can go ahead and we can put a name in here, and we can then save that by clicking the button, and again it goes back to disabled. So a very quick, easy, simple lesson for you today, in which we dropped on a couple of buttons. We looked at using a plain button with some text, interacting with a quick event, and then we went on a little bit further to add a graphic onto the button, and also to put some code behind the scenes. Now, one of the things that, while I'm thinking, I'm just hovering over here, we've got a graphic on there, but it sort of doesn't really mean too much. And what we can do is we can go into the properties for the button, and where we've got the text, prior to the text or just before, if we do a pipe symbol, this is like this straight up and down line, and we OK that, and then we test run this particular form again. Now when the user puts their mouse over the button, you get the little save text comes up, and you can put whatever message that you want in there. So now, you know, as people are moving around, and okay, what does that button do? Put the mouse over, okay, that's going to save my record. And you could do the same for any of the buttons here. We could have done it for this little lookup button as well. In fact, we could do that now. We just go in there, and at the moment we've just got text, so we'll just do pipe and look up an image path, for instance, and we'll OK that and test run, yes, and this time when we hover the mouse over, we get a look up an image path. So again, that's another very quick and easy way of informing your users on what's happening with the buttons if you're not using text on the button. Of course, it's perfectly acceptable to have a button and text combined, in which case the easiest way to do that is to create a bitmap that has your image and your text together. But this is the end of this lesson. Hope it's been useful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one very soon. Bye bye.